Hello, everybody. This is Tara, of course, and I am coming to you with a movie review for the most excellent horror film, It. Now, I'd like to introduce you to the star of It. He was very hard to get on the set. He has been making numerous appearances all over the world, but we're lucky to have him here, at least in pop form. This is Pennywise. He's a clown. Lots of people don't like clowns. I don't like clowns. I really don't want my face this close to him, but I'm a professional. I can take it. I would ask him some questions, but I don't think we'd like his answers. You can leave the set now. I saw him twitch. Anyways, It opened on, actually technically opened on Thursday. Kind of, sort of, had a limited opening. Studios do that sometimes because they want to get a really good-looking weekend box office number. And they did it, although Friday was a nice day. This movie was budgeted at $35 million. That's an estimate, and I don't believe it. I don't think anyone who knows movies would believe this came in at 35 million. It's not that they've got big stars. They have a couple. One in particular, a young man from a very well-known TV show called Stranger Things, plays a big part in this film. And I just can't imagine that also the producer and director, they're all top-notch. So I'm thinking somebody worked for free. I don't know. I would think 35 million would probably cover the special effects for all the, the shenanigans that Pennywise and company bring on board the film. Anyways, the top 3 films for this year, sadly, they're all genre films. And they are, all 3 of them are Disney films. And Disney said they did very bad. Disney never does bad. They just don't do as well as they'd like to do, but nobody does. But as for bad, Beauty and the Beast was top for the year. This is so far. And I haven't looked really close on what's coming the rest of the year, but I don't think it'll be that much. We've only got, let's see, we have Labor Day came, we've got Halloween, which will probably see the release of some DVD, direct-to-DVD, direct-to-streaming, maybe 1 or 2 films that go to the movies for a week or 2 during Halloween. We also have such dates as Thanksgiving and Christmas. Traditionally, blockbusters are opened for the last part of the year. That, however, has been kind of an iffy thing because you don't want to open your movie so close to the last of the year that you're missed, or so close to the beginning of the year that you're missed if you are looking to try to get awards, which award season has officially started, and it's all going to get crazy up in here soon. But so we have an estimated $35 million budget for It. Just over on Friday, it grossed $54 million. So that's not a bad take, but just FYI, a movie has to pretty much make triple what it costs to make in order to make a profit. Making the movie for $54 million is fine. I would imagine with all of the coverage as far as movie trailers being shown online, on TV, on even before you watch a YouTube video, they've been everywhere. That costs money. The budget of that film for the 35 million does not cover your advertisement. Advertisement actually is usually some of the most expensive part of the film, because you can make Gone with the Wind, but if nobody knows you made it and where to see it and when, then you might as well not bother, because nobody's going to see it. Word of mouth is good, but you know, you'd have to get some awesome social media going, and they have that too. But yeah, they've done really, really well as far as promoting the film. I cannot imagine that cost under, I'm going to say 50 million, but I'm sure it's more towards 100 million. But that's what you have to do to have a hit film. Now, what was their gross for the weekend? They started off Thursday. I'm thinking maybe the 54 million could have been Thursday and Friday. Saturday, I didn't look at the total for Saturday, but as of today, and what they do is they add opening day, Saturday, and then they guesstimate Sunday, because Sunday morning the stats go up. So they basically know what they're going to make on Sunday, you know, barring something else going on right now with the problems, and you know, with the horrible weather in Texas, and with the hurricanes playing, you know, out in Florida. God bless you, Texas. God bless you, Florida. We're praying for you. They are missing out on two very large markets, because nobody's going to the movie when their house is in jeopardy, their lives are in jeopardy. So there's, you know, two fairly large markets that aren't going to be there for them. However, when everything's cleared up, they'll go back, and they may go back by Halloween. And if they do, look for it to be either released on DVD, but more likely both DVD and then streaming, and then at the movies. And of course, they may go into the movies with an even bigger push promotional wise. We've already seen a few horror movies this Halloween season, which apparently has started because it has been released. And that would be Annabelle is probably the biggest film we've seen. Annabelle, and all the past films that brought forward Annabelle were very highly thought of among the fans. They made good money, not as much as they probably should have. But, you know, Hollywood has to accept, and everybody has to understand, that this isn't just put a movie in the theater and make your money. This is nowhere near that. You have to look at so many fronts to see these movies, to put these movies in, that it's just ridiculous. All the platforms I mentioned before, the movies are all over there. And not only is your movie there, but there's all kind of competition, and some of that competition is not bound to Hollywood. Some of it, especially in the horror genre, is independent films, and they're getting better and better. And Hollywood is right now embracing the more towards the Devil Made Me Do It, the Exorcist type movies, and that's been a trend that started a few years back, several years back, maybe 3 or 4 years back, and we saw a few films like Emily Rose, and I'm not sure how far back that went, but there's been a lot of films coming along, and TV shows that are about satanic things, devil worship, that kind of stuff. People like seeing that, and I think people are getting a little tired of zombies. I never get tired of zombies, so, you know, I'm good. But other people want to see something different, and heaven forbid we turn to chick flicks or anything like that. And Hollywood just isn't. They're not up to snuff. They've had a very poor year, except maybe for Disney, who, like I said, has the top 3 films. So what did it make over the weekend? It made $117 million reportedly. Now that's a guesstimate of Sunday. So that's what we have. And yes, I have notes and I am reading them. I want to tell you that, like I said, that you will recognize one of the players of the little boy as a young man who is in the most excellent TV series that I think has come along for a while. It's not on TV. It is on Netflix. Yay, Netflix. Netflix has just like brought it forward. So has Amazon. Amazon's been making its own TV shows since way back when. I can remember being given a screener for Zombieland TV show, which wasn't that great, because why do you need to have a TV show based on a movie that was so good so soon after the film was released? I don't know, but they tried it. It didn't work, but it's probably still up there if you want to take a gander at it. Also, I need to tell you about David Katzenberg, who is a producer. If you go on IMDb, I have IMDb Pro, so it gives more detail, but his list of upcoming movies is like this long. It's just really, really big. His big thing right now is I think it's the HBO show, Ballers, with The Rock, Dwayne Johnson, who's hunky. Yes, Rocky. But no, he's a great actor and a great draw, and they've pinned him down to this show. And you can't turn around the TV without seeing The Rock, which is fine with me. So now I can shut up and, I won't shut up. I'll actually talk about what I'm here to talk about. And that is, how is the movie It? Anybody who's seen this person you see over here, you may have seen him many times. That's my hubby. I sit by him every day with the TV on, my computer on, doing my writing. Never mind. Just wanted to tell you that. Anyways, so here we go. First of all, It was a mini-series, and I believe it was I want to say mid-90s, but I don't remember, and I didn't look it up. Bad. But it was a good mini-series, and at the time, who was played Pennywise, who is the clown, Pennywise the dancing clown, was played by Tim Curry, who is awesome. Just brings a smile to my face to even hear his name, because he's brought so many smiles to my face over the years. I love him. And it's sad not to see him in a whole lot of stuff, but we enjoy what we get from Tim Curry. This time, this man who is playing Pennywise, and I'll have that information below, because if I didn't, I would be holding this paper, reading it down, and look dumb. So let me just tell you about the movie and Pennywise's exploits with these little kids. What happens is pretty much the same thing that opened the miniseries with, and that's one little boy makes his little brother a little, I don't want to say origami, but you know how you fold and you make the boat. And then he christened it the SS Georgie and put wax on it so it would float. And of course, Georgie goes running out in the rain with his yellow slickers, which I guess that's what they would call them in Maine, where the film is set, in Derry, which we have seen Stephen King, who whose book this was based on, he runs out in his slickers and pretty much immediately smacks his head into one of those sandwich board caution board thingies. It's my favorite word for everything, thingy. And he's not out like a light, but he's stunned a bit, but not so stunned that he doesn't see his boat go into, it's been going, with the rain, and it goes into a sewer. I guess that's what those things are called. I don't know. I live in Oregon. Everywhere's a, oh, I almost said everywhere's a sewer. We have rain going everywhere, so we don't worry about it. So he wants to see if he can get his boat. And of course, he's looking in, and who pops up? Boom, Pennywise. It's your first look at him, and it comes within 10 minutes or so of the opening of the film. This is kind of something that doesn't happen a lot. Sometimes filmmakers make us wait. These filmmakers did not, and I appreciate that because I want to see what this guy really looks like. We've seen him a lot on TV, so it's not like they have to hide him, and I'm glad they didn't. We didn't know what he sounded like or what he would look like when he went into murder mode, and we get to see him when he takes Georgie. The difference between this and the miniseries, and I really don't like to compare them, but if you've seen the miniseries or if you're going to watch the miniseries, this is kind of what I bounce it off of, is that Georgie's body is never found, whereas you're never told, but they have a funeral for Georgie in the miniseries, whereas they never found Georgie's body in it. So after that, we meet our cast, which basically are the children of Derry, and they are an eclectic bunch. They are pretty much the same amount as is in the miniseries. There's the young black man, the young Jewish man, the comedian who is just potty mouth. This is, I think that's one place, and I'll get to that at the end, but the jokester, we have the heavyset young man, we have the leader of the pack, we have the little one who's ill all the time, and I think that's about it. If I've missed any of the stereotypes, I'm really sorry, but below I'll put their names and where you can maybe look them up at if you're interested in following careers. I like to follow certain people's careers. So we meet these kids, they meet each other, and they all meet their fear. And his name is, for the most part, It. Pennywise. He is It. Pennywise. It's confusing because people call it It, and it is Pennywise, but he does have a name, and he does tell people his name. And I guess it's kind of scary, something as innocent as a penny being included into the name of a murderous paranormal clown. There is a house where these children visit and find out some interesting things that help them along the way. I don't like to do a lot of spoilers, and I don't think I have to with this. It is what it is. It's about a clown who has come around, not basically just as a clown, but every 27 years in Derry there is a situation where people disappear and have never been seen again. There's also been things like coal fires and things like that, where people would be killed, or, you know, on the other hand, people could be just taken away and you never see them again. And that's what's happening in Darien. The kids try to tell their parents or their adult caretakers, and they don't listen. I'm not sure I would listen to my kids, but I have one child that's callophobic, which is the fear of clowns. I think I'd listen to her, if not just to show her that I was with her, that I cared. These parents, I think, care about their own. The parents you see care about their own grief. They care about their own not being alone. They care about their own desires. And these kids are left on the street knowing that there is a killer clown from outer space. I have my Killer Clown from Outer Space t-shirt just for the review here. Just wanted to make sure you saw it. So all through the film, we see Pennywise off and on. We see him, how he takes a child, and, you know, not only small children, and not only children, I guess. I really don't remember everybody Pennywise took so many. But the main part of the story, and what the whole thing is maybe friendship, and how it can be, in a lot of cases, more important than your real family. You put together a family of friends, and they become tight with you, and you can go there with anything. They will help you. They will fight for you. And we know that one of the kids is heavyset, and as a heavyset young person and a heavyset young woman, an older woman, I know how hard it is to fight off bullies who want to point out that you're heavy. Really? I didn't know that. Thank you for telling me. But also there's the little guy who's sick all the time and has his, you know, his inhaler. And there's the jokester, who really is pretty good at fighting, but he is, like any child, scared on the inside. And I find his character, even though he is the one who's on Stranger Things, and he didn't write this part, obviously, but I find his character most inappropriate. Children will see this movie. It's rated R, which means 17 and below. Well, you know, if you think your child hasn't seen a rated R movie and your child is 12, 13, 14, you're wrong. I don't care who you are, where you are, what you are, you're wrong. Your child has. If not in full, then certainly in trailers or in things online. They're there, they can find them, and they watch them. This movie will be no different. And it's not appropriate for a child of under 17. And here we have this young man who makes jokes. He makes penis jokes about size and this and that, and it's just inappropriate. It's almost like it doesn't fit in. And they all tell him, you know, ooh, don't, you know, but he keeps doing it, and it's just, to me, it's the sore thumb of the movie. It's the one thing I really didn't like. The movie as a whole, and like I said, I'm not going to go into spoilers, so no, I didn't just stop and go off on a rampage. I'm not going to tell you much more. There's many, many differences between the book, the miniseries, and the ultimate film called It, obviously. There's a lot of differences, and one of them is we have a completely different society that accepts films like this, and I think we have parents who allow their children to watch things that they shouldn't. I was one of those parents, let me tell you. This is from, I know from whence I speak. My kids, especially my oldest, she was always more intelligent, usually than even me. And I thought she could watch, you know, scary movies and not be affected. I don't think she was that affected, but she was affected, and it wasn't right. And I think if you have a young child, you should monitor what they're watching. Gotta love those notifications. So that in a little nutshell, a very little nutshell, is what it is about. It's about children who have met each other, put together a group, a family grouping, and have set out. They figure out what's going on, why certain people in the especially children in the school are disappearing, and they find out it's happened in the past and it's happening again, and they want to know how to protect themselves. They go out to find out how to do that, and the rest of the movie is trying to do that. That all maybe doesn't sound really exciting, but you got to remember that there's glimpses of absolute brilliance when it comes to showing Pennywise. He is constantly changing, although at the end he turns into what he is, which is a very evil presence dressed up like something normally what a child would like. So that is my review. That is my synopsis. What I think is this is a really good film for an appropriate age. And I think that people who like scary movies will love this film, and people who don't like scary movies will bash it. That includes reviewers. It includes your neighbors, your friends, your kids. If it's what you like, it's what you like. If you're really afraid of scary movies, don't go see this, because it will give you problems in the future. If you love scary movies like I do, by all means, buy that ticket, get your popcorn and your soda, and enjoy the heck out of it, because it is very enjoyable to the person who loves that type of film. The few things I had the problems with mostly were the young jokester in the group, and his jokes aren't funny. They just aren't funny. Also, Bill, the kind of the lead little boy, he has his stutter, and it's weird because in the first film, in the miniseries, his stutter was made a big deal. And in this film, it really isn't made a big deal of. One time when he's trying to talk everybody into going into this big scary house, he doesn't stutter at all. And one of the guys is, wow, he didn't stutter once, which meant they followed him because he was damn serious about what he was speaking of. So I find it kind of nice that the stuttering wasn't picked on a lot. The bullies bullied the way they always do. This film is set in 1988, 1989, and bullying was rampant from beginning of time till now. It's a much bigger deal now because of the internet, and because people can put things on YouTube and laugh at how one girl beats the hell out of the other girl while the one girl's mother is egging her on. Beat her, give her a black eye, pull her hair out, whatever. It's disgusting. In this film, there is bullying. The heavyset boy, when they are bullying the black boy to their gratitude, to their I can't think of what the name is because my brain's fried on scary movies. But they didn't go for the he's black. They went for we told you not to be in this neighborhood, which boils down to because you're black. But it wasn't really nasty, and he defended himself well. And they all have something, and people pick on them. The girl that's I forgot to mention the girl. She has a reputation, which she possibly doesn't deserve, and people pick. I think she got some of the worst picking on the first time you see her in the film. It's pretty bad. But I give this to my horror movie freaks 4.5 out of 5. I take away a whole half a point for the jokes that were just inappropriate. They didn't need to be that way. You can make a dirty joke without bringing your penis size into it when you're 12. Just saying. So that is my review. I have a few things. Number one, I will be doing video reviews on this site and on YouTube from now on. It's just easier for me. I can say what I'm thinking. Sometimes that's not a good thing. Sometimes people just shouldn't know what I'm thinking. But it's just easier for me, and I can get more content out there. I do have PR people who message me or send me emails every day needing their film or their event out there, and I can't always watch the film and then get the review up in one day. This way I think I'll be able to. The other big thing is this site is Tara's independent voice. I do mostly independent films. I have done major films and TV. I want to make this site an independent entertainment site. I am going to be starting a new site, name to follow, because we are still, as a family, grappling over that. It shall be myself, my youngest daughter, and my oldest daughter. And my oldest daughter is her reviews come from a different place than mine does. She's a social worker, and she has she kind of looks at everything through a psychological eye, while I look at everything through a feel. I feel, whereas other people just look. I feel my way through life. Not always good, but sometimes really good. My youngest daughter is a gamer and knows a lot about different types of pop culture, and she'll be reporting on that. We are going to report on a lot of conventions as far as pop culture. Comic-Con, we just attended Rose City Comic-Con. We'll be attending Eugene Comic-Con. Hopefully next year I can start reaching out farther into the community. I'd love to go up to Emerald City Comic-Con. We will see what we see. And I just want to let you know to stay tuned. Bookmark this site. Come back. I don't send out any emails right now. I find them intrusive in my own mailbox. I know they are something that needs to be done in order to get readers, but right now I'm just not really at that point. So now I've talked everybody's ear out. I've said some good things, and I've spent a lot of time trying to talk on my feet. I don't know. See, I feel my way. That's why I don't have to think. Anyways, this has been my review of Stephen King's books, movies, it with Pennywise the Clown. And below I'll have some other things about who's in the show, and maybe some small thoughts here and there that occur to me. Anyways, please have a wonderful week, and you can always stop in here and see what I've done. I always put it on my Facebook page, which is Tara's Independent Voice, or you can find my regular page. Just Google Tara King. Make sure the picture is of me. There's a few Tara Kings all of a sudden. And so, yeah. I want to thank everybody for listening, and have a great weekend. Bye.